Hello, guys, and welcome back to another video. This is the Football Connect. I'm your host, Sam, and we are back again with another one. So, before I get into everything that I want to talk about today, just want to remind the world that we are back and we need to talk about the situation at hand right now with Chelsea, and we're going to be covering as much as we have known up to today and the good breaking news that we just received just a few minutes from now, which I was telling you that it could, what I meant when I actually said this on the day, is still hope for Chelsea as a club, but not the owner or the fans. I'm going to try to make that clear to you so that you might understand what I mean and exactly where this is leading, because at this moment the UK government, like you already know, have sanctioned Roman Abramovich. So we're going to be talking about it and everything that is going step by step, leading to what happened this week in the Champions League and how teams were knocked out, and shockingly PSG, which was knocked out. Then later after this, the final thing we'll do is to talk about what is happening in the Premier League and what we are expecting to see in the Premier League, not the games that we are here. But now we're going to be talking about Chelsea because that is the only story we can start with. So let's get this show started. Then we'll be back again to cover more. Hit the like button and subscribe to the Connect. Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. This is the Football Connect. I'm your host Sam, and we are back again with another video. So of course me as a channel, we have always tried to run away from these things when things are involving a lot of things over the Ukraine issue and all the people that are being hurt, bombing, things that are happening because of Russia attacking Ukraine. So of course this is what is happening. Let me, not even the UK, the whole world cannot get into this fight, especially because of these signed and things that were being signed. There's the NATO deal, and there are a lot of things that are there. So what happens is this: Ukraine is being attacked by a superpower in Russia, right? Because of whatever they're in disagreement of, which I'm not really clear. And I'm a sports fan, I might not really get into this. And this is a sports channel. I don't even have to get into this. I'm not even allowed. But anyway, what is happening is this: because of that, other countries, they feel sorry because of what is happening to Ukraine, and they're trying by all means to find a way to stand by Ukraine. Hence, that's why last week in the Premier League, if you're watching, you saw that every single club, they were taking some moment to pay their respects to Ukraine, and the Ukraine people were going through the havoc that they're going through against Putin and Russia. And they all tend everything. There are different campaigns right now that are happening all over the world in a way of trying to support Ukraine. There's money that has been raised to help out with Ukraine. So where does Roman get into this thing, and all other billionaires who are Russians who are really getting sanctioned by different countries and different places? This is what you have to understand is this. Roman Abramovich is a Russian man, and he's not only a Russian man, but he's a Russian billionaire. I'm telling you, whether you're a millionaire or what, wherever, whichever country you are in, millionaire to billionaires, your president know about you. But the difference between the billionaires and the millionaires is this: a millionaire might have the, let me say, the documentation of him being known because of how much he has in his bank account. But as a billionaire, you get to a point where you actually have to meet up with your country president, because you have enough to run the whole entire country. You have enough to at least influence change. So presidents always try to be friends and be close to billionaires so that at least they keep ahead to understand whatever that is happening with those people. So that is where Roman and the Vladimir Putin gets into this. I don't know. It looks like their relationship even goes deeper than the part of him being a billionaire and also is still a Russian as a person. So A couple of weeks back when this thing started, 2 weeks back, that's when they started. So 1 week back, people were saying that Roman was going to be sanctioned by Britain because that's what, of course, he has been. And after being sanctioned, what they were asking for him was this, for him to come out and say that as much as you have put me into this, I'm not really standing by Putin. But let's face it, this man is a Russian man. Coming out and going against your own country president in a country which you still have to go, which your family, your relatives have been grown, your ancestors, everything, your heritage is that side. It is really crazy for any person with that amount of power to come in and fight and say something crazy against the person who's running his own country. So, in other words, what I'm saying is this. As much as the people were expecting Roman to do something for the love of the country he's in and whatever that has been happening, the business that has been happening worldwide, it was next to impossible for him to come and actually go against his own president, whether he's living in another country. Remember, this is a man who actually has the power to actually go meet the man face to face because of their relationship and because of the power he has as a billionaire. So, of course, Roman bought Chelsea in 2003, and he has really managed to actually achieve a lot with the club, and a lot of things has been going so well. And unlike any other owner of any team in the Premier League, Roman proved to the not only to us the world, but to the rest of the world that he is not only a person who's after running the club, because of the many attempts of him firing different managers, putting new ones so that they can achieve something, buying players even when the club doesn't deserve to be getting any players, buying people, just trying to keep Chelsea up there with the rest of the world, tells you that he is more than just a owner of this club. He actually loves this club to the core, and is not even thinking of the amount of millions he had to lose, or should I say now billions, because when you add the money in totals, billions that he had to lose, because in the beginning, he is a fan of this club and he always wanted to see the best out of this club. So this out of all makes him one of the best owners that has ever been in the Premier League, because he has always put his club and the fans first. Now this situation happens with Russia and Ukraine, and he's put at a point where he has to choose between the love of the club he has always put so much for, and also choose his own family, his own heritage, everything that means a lot with him. Because going against the president is it's a matter of actually trying to commit suicide when you are alive. So that for me or the rest of the world was a no-no, or it's still a no-no. You will never do that. Well, I actually love how intelligent this man has been. He has talked about how much he's willing to do as much as he can to support the people in Ukraine, but didn't go against his president. He has kept that. But if you're a person who can actually read, you actually understand that he's not in agreement with whatever the president is doing, but the because of the people's egos and whatever, the European countries, Britain to be extent, they wanted him to come out and actually say that he is actually not with this Russian president. He's not standing with what he's doing. He's not really agreeing with whatever that is doing. And it's been crazy. So over the couple of weeks, we have been seeing a lot of people with power, at least who have influence in transforming Russia as a country. I'm talking about the athletes, the club, the countries, national team, and everything. They're all being banned from different places because of what the man is doing, Putin, what he's doing to Ukraine. Because whatever when you cannot help out in war, you can try to find ways to at least try to help out this these guys by trying to hurt the most important people to the country. Hence, now Roman has been sanctioned. So the sanctions means that every asset that is owned by Roman, which is in Britain, whatever businesses, what has been running, and everything that he owns has been put into a standstill. He cannot at least operate any of his business in this place. So what is the mission that the English government wants to achieve at the end of the day? Firstly, they want him, because he has refused to actually say that he's not supporting this man, the president. They want him to at least relinquish all the things he owns in the country. That's why we have been told that the house he owns is already taken, but they want him to relinquish everything he owns and make sure that he no longer has anything that he controls in the country. That's what the sanctions actually mean. So whenever he was put that he was going to be sanctioned, he decided very fast that he wanted to sell the club. But selling the club, he wanted to make sure that he finds somebody with the right passion that he had for the club, and try by all means to make sure that the club does not die. But this is the danger. The sanctions came in before his wish was able to be accomplished, to give the club the better future as they move ahead. He has already put this club in the map, because they've now achieved a lot under his name, and all the Chelsea fans knows, because they've been spoiled by this man with all the things he has been doing. So he has put them in the map. He wants the next person who comes and takes over does that, but he was not given the time by the UK government. They sanctioned him before he will actually get the chance. Now the sanctions has what they've been calling a contract, which they have made, which is to allow the players in football games in Chelsea club to be played, but all other things like buying tickets or anything cannot be allowed, because that will be a new contract and they don't want to give any of that to Chelsea. They know those are the things that are going to hurt the club. So unless they act fast and at least try to do what Roman and try to get themselves away from Roman, they will die slowly but surely. What do I mean slowly but surely? Just a few minutes from now, let me check. We were not few minutes, an hour from now, we were given some news that the Chelsea bank was on hold. Why? Because of the sanctions which were put on Roman, because it's still an asset of Roman. So that means that they no longer have money which is theirs, which is at the bank. They can no longer use it. That's the problem that they're dealing with. Also, we've heard about the brain deal, the company that has been that started sponsoring Chelsea in 2020, by at least freezing their involvement with Chelsea. So it means the next game we watch the Chelsea Football Club, they'll be playing a game with the other three in this one. Thank God that we've heard that Nike are still sticking with the club. They're not really walking away. So this is the other thing that is interesting. Chelsea, now that we are being told that the bank had been frozen, it means that they no longer have so much cash to pay out the players and the staff. Why? Because remember, they need to get the money out of the bank to the players, because they are also working with those guys. Now, understand, Chelsea has up to 6 million a week wage bill, which they have to pay to other the staff and also the players. 6 million a week. Now, if the bank has been frozen, it means that that is gonna be impossible. The only thing that they're left with right at this moment is actually the what should I say? What they have in their fuel tank. In fact, if you want me to give you some news over that, I'm gonna put on the screen here so that you can read what I'm talking about. This is what we got here from the Telegraph. Let me check the source. From Daily Mail, no, from UK Atlanta. Yes, they're saying that Chelsea can't even buy fuel for the team coach as the thing stands, as the bank have temporarily frozen their credit cards. It means that everything that these guys want, they cannot access them because they've been frozen, and things are not looking anywhere good for this club. They're not really looking anywhere good. So it means after this, it means that whatever that happens next this week will actually put Chelsea at a hard position. They cannot achieve anything, which means that the staffs may not be paid. And if the staff and the players are not paid, this was what we were being told. According to BBC, they were saying that, let me read this for you, which is really important. Oh, wait. Can Chelsea keep paying staff and wages in short and mid-terms? The government's special license allowed Chelsea to pay the wages of all the employees, including players and coaching staff. But we need to remember that these guys now are being told that the bank, which maybe they have many banks, but they're one of the bank has actually frozen their assets. It means that they no longer they can no longer access their money to pay these guys. Because remember that their stores are closed. It means that there's no any business that is happening here. Only the season ticket holders are still coming to the ground, but they cannot sell anything in there because that will breach whatever the sanction that has been set upon the Roman and the club. So this is the interesting part. The license in place until the 31st of May is so covers the blue for the rest of the season, and the Terry right away. The revoke of the suspension time. Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. Okay, can I find the information I'm looking for? Okay. In the same situation, both Chuko and Emma and nobody have an idea how this will affect them yet. Now I think they might be getting an idea of how this is going to affect them. Wait. Things are likely to be to change in this club for as we move on. I'm trying to find this news I've been reading. Okay, so in terms of traveling, they've been given a 20,000 per term match of traveling and from matches to matches. It means that most of the time they're going to be using a bus or actually using flying economy to go to games. So if Chelsea are not paying these guys, according to what we're being told, if Chelsea are unable to pay their bills, they will go into administration and face a 9-point deduction. So it means that, like what we are being told, that the bank has frozen their assets. If they're not able to pay anything, it means that there will be some deductions of points because of what we are reading up there. If these guys are not able to have enough to pay the administration and all the people, it means there'll be some deduction that happens. This is why are all these things happening, you may wonder. The reason I'm going to that thing, I want to tell you as much as what has been happening. Can Chelsea still get sold? Yes, but now that it's no longer being sold by the representatives of Roman or Chelsea, it's now being sold by the government. Now they hold everything, they control everything in terms of selling Chelsea. This is the only thing that the government wants, that Roman loses this main asset of him, because rather than this is only an asset for Roman, it's also an asset to the government because it provides so much money in taxes and stuff like that. So they want Roman to lose any control over this, because these sanctions might somehow in a way end up hurting UK as a government when we talk about how much this club is putting into the government. Chelsea can't even buy fuel, like I'm explaining, like what I was saying, and can still pay the staff. So they're gonna try by all means to keep paying the staff and still give this guy something. But now there is also the problem of the players who are running out of contracts. Yes, I'm talking about the players like Rudiger, Aspilicueta, all those guys who are running out of contracts. It means that they cannot at least be given this thing. Why is Chelsea going all through this? Roman has been sanctioned, but at the same time, Roman still has power over his assets, some of the assets. It means that the government cannot pass them forward or even sell them without Roman actually allowing them to do so. He has to actually allow them to do so whenever he has to sell something. The reason why the sanctions are becoming hard every day by day, and the people might say that the government might not care about Chelsea as a club and the people who are actually trying to find time to work and to do things. The reason they are becoming hard is because they are trying to show that they can destroy this if Roman does not care, because he has been proven over the years that he's more than just an owner for this club. He's a fan. He loves this club as a fan. So he has to prove himself, not only to the fans, but to the rest of the world, that he's willing to lose billions that he was going to make from this club after selling it, and give it away so that he loses everything that he owns, and allow this club to at least try to find its way back into the green light over everything that has been happening. So all these things, it makes it so hard. But the reason why I was saying this could be, there's still hope for Chelsea. This is why I was saying this, because I knew that there's hope. We all know who Roman Abramovich is. We all know how much it looks like he's heart brains blue. We all understand the sacrifices this man has been doing over the past decade and some years for this club, and how much he has been willing to lose since he took over in 2003 because of this club. Now, I'm going to show you the breaking news that we just got, which is what a lot of people were expecting that he will do. But this is the breaking news that we just got. And this is why I keep saying that there is hope for Chelsea. But I'll explain the part when I was saying that not for the owner or the Chelsea football fans. So, according to the Telegraph right now, as you're looking at this, exclusive, Roman Abramovich gives green light for Chelsea sell to go ahead. So, bids for the club are now expected to be considered by the end of next week, after a potential doomsday scenario had been outlined. So, Roman Abramovich has given the green light. I'm reading this. Has given the green light for the sale of Chelsea to go ahead, with bids now expected to be considered by the end of next week. Chelsea owner Roman Abramovich has instructed the Merchandise Bank region to go ahead with the sale. Despite being hit by the sanctions, they are effectively taking the process out of his hands. The news will be a huge relief for Chelsea fans, as the club were facing up to the possibility of doomsday scenario. Had Roman Abramovich pulled the plug on the sale, Chelsea had warned the government that scenario imposed on the club threatened their ability to complete the season. Matters were further complicated later on Friday, when a Barclays credit card belonging to the club was temporarily suspended. Both the regime and Chelsea have held talks with the government over how the sale can go ahead, and have agreed to proceed, where the preferred bidder and the use of the funds for the club will require the government approval. The regime has set a deadline of next Tuesday for the first bids, but that is now set to be pushed back to the end of the week to allow for a 24-hour pause in the process and try to attract more bidders. As reported by Telegraph Sports, there is currently the three-way shoot of Chelsea between the American leaders. Now, this is just something that I'm really interested in. You can go check it out. The article is there in the Telegram. But this is what we are talking about. What makes Roman different from any other managers and any other owners is this. He's willing to lose everything that he could gain from this one, just for the club to see the daylight again, for the club to still be functionable, for the club to still be successful. Why I keep saying to the world that this is not exactly a good thing to the fans or to Roman himself. Firstly, we know the sanctions and everything. We already know how this is bad for Roman, because he is losing one of the assets he loved, and also he's losing something he has also challenged because of whatever that is happening in Russia. But on top of that, now Chelsea no longer have that power Listen to this. Chelsea no longer have that power. Roman no longer have that power to at least try to study the person who takes over Chelsea. Is he doing this just for the business because Chelsea is a big business brand, or is he actually going there because he is a fan and in the beginning he wants to see Chelsea succeed? That is the question you have to be asking yourself. Is this man really interested in making Chelsea the best they can be? Is he trying to make Chelsea achieve something? Is he trying to make Chelsea become what he keep continuing what Roman has made Chelsea to become and continue with the same motto? Is he what is going to happen? No, because what, let me say, not really the olden Chelsea fans. I'm talking about the 2020 types of fans who started supporting Chelsea, or the kids who are born right now, who have never seen Chelsea. They're down, but they've always seen Chelsea winning stuff. Every after 2-3 years, they win stuff, cups. They're always getting something. They have never seen Chelsea down. Can they handle seeing Chelsea, the club that they've seen that has never disappointed them? Can they handle seeing them coming up to a point where they don't get signatures, they don't get players that they want being signed, they don't get people because only the owner is focusing on the money and whatever that happens and making money out of this Chelsea club? Those are all the questions that needs to be asked, because now the people who are running the sale of Chelsea are the government. What they're interested in is not the success of Chelsea in terms of winning trophies. What they're interested in right now is to get the clubs out of the hand of Roman Abramovich. So it means the bidders that comes, they might not get that serious, like you said, they're not really gonna be as too many things. They're not gonna be put under the green light or under the red light to at least prove what they're willing to offer for the club so that they can actually sign. What they're just being taught, can they have financially enough? Are they stable enough to at least continue giving something to Chelsea as they continue in years and years to come? These are the questions that we need to be asking. Thank God to people like Nike and this one to still stick with Chelsea, but now they don't know where to put the money, especially now that the cards have been broke. But one thing that you have to put some respect on is that the fact that Roman was willing to give the green light and said that you sell the club and do whatever you do with the money. I just want Chelsea to continue running. I just still want to still feel that my heart still pumps blue like the Chelsea are. Those shows you how much in terms of character this man is and how much it means for what he wants to achieve. There's a lot that is going to happen as we move on. There's a lot that we'll keep getting, news that we'll keep receiving over where Chelsea goes ahead from where they are. But at this moment, it looks like the green light that I was saying, that there's still hope for the club. I mean the club, the brand. I mean the players that are there. I mean the workers who are there. I mean the people who are standing in the show. There's still hope, because we have to understand this. The brand, the jersey brand that has stopped the three actually did that until things were being resolved. They didn't stop and then destroy. It means that financially, Chelsea will continue getting something. They still continue getting money if things are really sorted. But in terms of that manager who can give that, well, we have to wait and see. Maybe the manager will shock and surprise the rest of the world, but it can never really disappoint. This is bigger than Chelsea Football Club. This is bigger than what we never know. This, we are talking of people's lives who are dying every minute, every second because of what is happening in Russia. So as much as the Chelsea fans have been crying, as much as the whole world has been crying, it's not a good thing what they're going through. It's not what you wanted to see any person going. We're talking about people who are losing their jobs. We're talking about people going through a lot. But these sanctions have been put on because they are trying to find the people who are strong enough to push Putin to stop what he's doing to hurting the Ukraine people. So I can keep continuing saying a lot of things. There's still more to say. I can actually make a documentary if I have to explain exactly everything that is happening, but that is a story for another day. At this moment, the hope is there for the club, but not really clear for them. Of course, we know that it's not clear for the owner, but not really clear for the fans either. because they don't know who they're going to be getting. They don't know who's going to come and take over Chelsea after this. It's still going to be a mystery. And nobody want to live in a mystery. Mystery, nobody even likes that. But that's where they are at the moment. I don't know. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section, guys. I tried to, by all means, to take my time to analyze this thing for you guys so that you understand where Chelsea are standing and what could happen. I don't know. Click the like button, subscribe to the Football Connect. This is the Chelsea story and where they are going and why Roman and other Russian billionaires are being targeted. It's not because they really know that deep with Putin, they actually eat together, their powers and stuff like that. It's just because that they are rich people and their money that they have. It's what is fighting them right now because of their identity of where they were born and who they have to call president. So it's not really fair, but that is the fact of the matter. That is the fact of the matter. Like it or not, it's up to whatever that is happening. But yeah, that's where we are. Thank you very much for watching on that one. So now I'm going to move on to some news we have to cover. So Champions League. I told you that this video is not be so long. Champions League. We need to talk about the Champions League and what happened this week. The last video that I did was my predictions over the games and what was going to happen. But it's been, like I told you, I've been having some crazy days. That's why I've not been on live. But now we're back in the Champions League. We had 4 games that were played this week as the second round of the Champions League started, and now we are seeing it to the end. So we had some games which were played, which I'm going to put on the screen in just a few minutes to show you what we were expecting. It was Liverpool versus Inter the first week, and we had Bayern playing against Salzburg, Red Bull Salzburg. And we, on the other day, which was on Wednesday, we had to watch Real Madrid versus PSG and Manchester United versus Sporting. So yeah, there have been some good games. I don't want to lie to you. Some good games that were being played. These were the results. Bayern Munich beats Red Bull Salzburg by 7-1. Inter Milan beat Liverpool by 1-0. Man City and Sporting finished 0-0. Real Madrid beat PSG by 3-1. So I'm going to be talking about the most important games here, then I'll cover the rest as we go on. So on Tuesday, Liverpool was playing against Inter, right? So the game finished 1-0 to Inter, but on aggregate 2-1 because Liverpool had scored 2 goals in Inter Stadium at their own home. So that gave Liverpool the possibility of going to the next round. So there was a red card to Alexis Sanchez, who had some crazy tackles that he did to players like Thiago Alcantara and Fabinho later on into this game, which was a double yellow, which led to the red card. Liverpool played so well. They really did play so well. They tried by almost to produce something, but could not get something out of this game because they kept hitting the post. Yeah, Mohamed Salah had 3 shots hitting the post. Matip had a header which was supposed to go in hitting the post. A lot of things were just happening, and it was just crazy for them. I want to say something that I just seen, which is written breaking news. I hope it's not involving Chelsea. We'll continue to talk about this, guys. So, as a Liverpool fan, I was not happy. So, the UK government has been given the green light for the sale of Chelsea to resume after it sanctioned club owner Roman Abramovich on Thursday. Okay, so yeah, we're just getting the confirmation that the UK government are the ones now in control of selling the club, whatever that happens. Okay, so this is what was happening. All in all, the game was good. Inter tried what they could do. Liverpool was controlling the game, but Inter tried whatever they were doing. They were doing what we call main marking, which we now discovered that Liverpool are not really particularly good in handling teams who are strong in main marking and can keep doing that for almost 90 minutes. Because we saw that really exhausted the players, and hence that's why the goal which was scored by Lorato Martinez, which was a good goal by the way, it was amazing. They are not really good in main marking. There were some chances. There's a lot of things that was created. You can go check it out, but not really so much. But on aggregate, game finished 2-1 to Liverpool. So it means they go to the next stage. Let's see what happens here. If Alex Sanchez were not sent off into that game, which a lot of people are still saying that they should have not been sent off, this could have been a different game. I don't know. I can't guess this. I'm not God. But anyway, we continue. The second game was Red Bull Salzburg versus Bayern. So the first game finished by 1-0, but now it was for Salzburg to come to Bayern Munich, and they were given to that. Bayern Munich scored their first goal in 12th minute, which was a penalty from Lewandowski, and they had the second penalty 21 minutes, and the 23 minutes scored a goal. That was how fast he finished his hat trick. It took him, I think, less than 10 minutes for him to actually complete the hat trick. Gnabry scored a goal. Thomas Muller scored a brace. Leroy Sané scored a goal. Then Martinez scored one for Red Bull Salzburg. This was a Bayern Munich game all the way. I told the people that this is going to be a different game than what we had seen in the beginning. And guess what? It was. Bayern Munich were good. They were all over these guys' faces. I don't want to lie to you. Red Bull Salzburg had to defend, and if they didn't, it would have been worse than this. Go check it out, the game. You see what I'm talking about. Anyway, we're moving so fast over this thing so that we can go to the next games we should play, which on Wednesday. The bigger game is to be the Real Madrid versus PSG game. Karim Benzema scored a hat trick, which on aggregate gave Real Madrid the go ahead, or should I say the go ahead to the next round. It was a good game. Go check it out. You literally enjoy this game. It was one of the best games I've watched. And we need to talk about the mentality of PSG, man. It is just so much. So PSG had this game covered. After first half, Kylian Mbappe scores a goal, makes it 2-0 to PSG. Of course, the place unreachable. There's no way Real Madrid are coming back from this. They play so well. They're doing the passes from behind, going upward, they're attacking until the midfielders were really showing signs that somebody could get a red card. So Pochettino had to make a decision of removing the midfield. And also, this for me, I think this is what changed the whole game upside down. The changes that Carlo Ancelotti made, taking out Toni Kroos, taking out Asensio, and putting Rodrigo on Asensio, and putting Vasquez for the one was running on the wings. I'm trying to remember his name, because they needed somebody who can keep up with Kylian Mbappe and stop him from hitting the counter attacks, and putting Camavinga, taking out Toni Kroos, which means that they had to make sure that attacking defenders was Luka Modric and Valverde, which were good attackers, and the Camavinga did help that position of central mid, which helped them a lot to cause problem into PSG. But this is where I had my problem with PSG. PSG was dominating the midfield the whole entire of the game before the substitutes were happening, and until the substitute, the Real Madrid had to take over that part, which gave at least some space for these guys to try to focus on marking the midfielders, the PSG to go try and mark the midfielders, which opened up to the strikers of Real Madrid, which means Vini started using his purse again, going fast, and Rodrigo from this side, who's actually really so much of a good of a crosser, started causing problems, which gives also the likes of Luka Modric to also have some good passes going in and causing problems. The first goal was a crazy shocker from Donnarumma. And after that goal, there was fear in all the PSG players because they know the story. And in their head, when that goal went in, they had the story already playing on repetition into their head. And it was as funny to a point that even the players who have never experienced that, I'm talking the likes of Messi, the likes of Donnarumma, also had the thing playing in their head, and that's what led them to their downfall, because Real Madrid, they had the whole entire ground to themselves because they were busy playing with some scared and people were trying to run away, fans, and that was it. And that's how Real Madrid got to win this game. Good games, good assists from Luka Modric, especially the first shall I say, the second goal, it was a good assist from him. Then the third goal, he played a bigger role. Um, in fact, I think it was actually, yeah. I think there was Vini was attacking and Makinya tried to clear it, and I don't know where Benzema just came out with that kick. It was in. I don't want to lie to you. This is one perfect game. This why we love the Champions League. It always gives us one of those nights where some dramatic comebacks can happen. If I have to refresh your memory, Liverpool versus Barcelona, the 4-0, Barcelona versus PSG, the 6-1 or 6 something. The other game was Ajax versus Tottenham Hotspurs, the return before they went to the Champions League final. All of those things are some of the things we can hold on into this game and give us something to talk about. They have done so much. They've really done so much. And Real Madrid, I have to say that they deserve it. Now they talk about Pochettino being moved on, but the problem is with the players. They lose their guard. They were afraid of the past that it came back to haunt them in the future. That's why I believe they lost this game. Man City played to nil against Sporting, but they'd already scored 5 goals in the first game, so this game was already done deal. I don't even have to go in depth with it and whatever that's going to happen. So the next games that are coming, I'm going to try my honest to do this as fast as possible because I'm not really done. Still have a lot of things to cover. The next games that are coming on Tuesday next week, we have Manchester United playing against Atletico Madrid at Old Trafford, which in their first game finished 1-1. So there is a chance for both teams to go to the next stage. Ajax are playing Benfica, which also is still on a 2-2 draw aggregate, and there's 2 require a winner. Those are the Tuesday game. Wednesday game with Juventus versus Villarreal. Whoever wins is able to qualify because it's a 1-1 draw at this moment. And Juventus, I have the advantage of being home. And the Locomotive, I don't know, is it called Lodge, is playing against Chelsea. Or Lyon is playing against Chelsea, should I say? I think it's Lyon, yes. And they can have the ability to take advantage of whatever that is happening with Chelsea at this moment, but I don't see it. I feel like they're really strong mental-wise and they can still do something. But this is what we are at the moment, and we will have to wait and see how the situation goes. I'll be back next week to give you my predictions of all the games and wait on until the games are played to start talking about the reactions and what this means. But anyway, this were the Champions League this week. Some good games that I might advise you to go check it out is the Liverpool versus the Inter. But the biggest one that I want you to go check it out is Real Madrid versus PSG. Go watch the other big team crumble and the other big team really doing something. So do that right now. Let's continue with this as we are now preparing to go to the Premier League. We have to go to the Premier League now. So in the Premier League, people, we had some good games that are going to be played very, very soon. We have some games that were played during the week. So I'm going to look at those games that were played and look at the games that will be played so that at least we try to make this time interesting. So because of the things that are happening, the sanctions and everything, there's a lot of things that is happening, and we are standing with Ukraine, and you can go check it out there. It's also some things of no room for racism. So we had some games which were played over the weekdays around the Champions League games that we've been played. So the games came out like this. I have to wait for this thing to open. Okay. So as you can see, Leeds on Monday, another one. Leeds played against Aston Villa, and Aston Villa won by 3-0. I'm telling you, Coutinho is really going to be a problem, a bigger problem. Wolves beat Watford by 4-0. Southampton were beaten by Newcastle by 2-1, and Chelsea beat Norwich by 3-1. So those are the games that were played on Tuesday, and I don't lie to you, there were really some good games. The Leeds game, Aston Villa just showed us what they're capable of doing again and again, and where they're venturing under the new management of Stevie G, who I feel like is really going to be a good manager as we go on. Wolves beating Watford by 4-0. Of course, we expected that. Southampton versus Newcastle. Now, this becomes a little bit interesting, because Southampton also were one of those teams that were undefeatable, but now somehow that thing has gone since the last week defeat, and it continues, and we just wonder what happens. Norwich beaten by Chelsea by 3 goals to 1. What did we expect? Chelsea has still a good team. They still have some good players, even though this Roman issue has been the main news, but they're still a good team and they can still do a lot of good things. So, of course, my watch is telling me that I'm already on the next day on my time. I don't know wherever you are. Looking at the fixtures and whatever that is coming, I'm going to try to by all means to predict the games. But yeah, the games that we're expecting for next week is wait, sorry for that. There are a lot of games that requires update. The first game, which is going to be played on Saturday around 2 o'clock. I think there's my time. I don't know. I think it's my time. We're going to be watching Brighton playing against Liverpool. We'll watch Brentford playing against Burnley. We'll watch Manchester United versus Spurs, which is the bigger game. After Manchester United were humiliated in the derby last week, Sunday we have Chelsea versus Newcastle. We have Everton versus Wolves. We have Leeds versus Norwich. We have Southampton versus Watford. We have the Hammers versus Aston Villa. We have Arsenal versus Leicester. And lastly, on Monday we have Crystal Palace versus Manchester United on a Monday night. It's always a good game. And Crystal Palace is one of the teams that has managed to get some points off Man City. Can they do something? It's a similar thing. I don't know. That could be so much needed for Liverpool. Anyway, let's go back in the games. Liverpool versus Brighton. You know, if I was gonna check this game, if we're gonna get this game anyway before this, I would be afraid. But look at the last games that Brighton have been playing, people. Look at the last games that Brighton has been playing. Let me show you. Look at this. Look at this. They lost to Newcastle, they lost to Aston Villa, they lost to Burnley, they lost to Manchester United, and the only managed to win to Watford, the last game that they've played. Liverpool, all the games they've played in 2022 have been wins in the Premier League, not even a draw, but wins. So, of course, that tells you that the performance and whatever these guys are, it's really, really looking like they have something to offer. Now, we have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, this is gonna be a good game. Liverpool didn't really perform so well in their last game, and they need to keep putting so much pressure on Chelsea after the Champions League game that they lost. They need to keep their head held high because they are the only team that can cause City some problems, and City will actually feel their problem. So yeah. Anyway, my prediction to the Liverpool versus Brighton, which I'll tell you after the video. Not after the video, just when you're about to finish the video. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section. Which team will win? Let me know right now. I'm really tired right now, people, so I need to make sure that I do as fast as possible so that I can be back here tomorrow to give you some things. It's already the next day for me. Brentford versus Burnley. That is the next game that comes in. I don't really know who's gonna win, but Burnley are in trouble and they need this win more than Brentford. I don't know, but Brentford needs to still survive relegation, so there's a lot that can happen. A lot. Bigger game, Manchester United versus Tottenham Hotspurs. It's really one of those giants facing the giants, the people with the same tactics of attacking, playing against each other, where the game can turn upside down in a just like that and can also become one of the best games we've watched just like that. So just to remind you, the last games, both of them, Tottenham has lost 2 games. United have lost 1 to City, drawn twice, and Tottenham have lost only and won thrice. So it's really confusing at this moment, and we don't know what's going to happen. But let's go watch this game, guys. Let's go watch this game. I feel like Antonio Conte is going to give a lot of people a surprise that they need. But United also can do something. Let's see if they can. That's the question. Can they? Let's see. So there is a lot of things that is happening here. As we move forward, I'll go more in depth over this game over my TikTok channel. You should go check it out. Talking about what we are expecting tomorrow, or it's already today. But today, this is what these guys are not really in the good form at this moment, and they need a pick me up. They need to win things. They need to start producing things. And I think let's just hope and see who does it first. Spurs can do it, but can they? That's the question. United can do it, but can they? Because that's the question. Because we, as the rival fans, we don't really care what happens here. But as you are the fans, how much have you been confused with how your clubs have been going? Those are the questions that people should be asking themselves. I love this part of the game. Anyway, I'm joking. Make sure that you are still clicking the like button and subscribing. The last thing that we need to talk about is the Sunday games. So those are the Saturday games, but the Sunday games goes like this: Chelsea versus Newcastle, Everton versus Wolves, Leeds versus Norwich, Southampton versus Watford, West Ham versus Aston Villa, Arsenal versus Leicester. Then Monday night game, Manchester City versus Crystal Palace. This is gonna be a good time. I don't wanna lie to you. I'm really gonna enjoy this game big time because I can. Sorry for that. Because I can, especially the Crystal Palace, because they have been one of the teams that has taken 2 points from Manchester City. In fact, let me click this one to talk about it because it is the title race after all, isn't it? The last game that City played with Southampton, which was at the Etihad, City were beaten by 2-1 by Crystal Palace. This is why I keep telling you that this is going to be a good game because City can be shocked and surprised. The other team that beat them, which is Spurs, managed to beat them again. So, you know what I mean. Things can happen, but we have to remember in that game there was a red card which was given to City, if I still remember it so well. But so things could be possible, but I'm not saying that they cannot get a draw because it's possible again, they can still get a draw. Don't forget to click the like button, guys. It's really important to me as we move forward. Now, when is this? There's some saucy games here. Chelsea versus Newcastle. It's gonna be played. Newcastle have been unbeaten. Chelsea needs to keep putting the pressure because now the teams like Arsenal are smelling the top four, so that becomes more interesting. Everton versus Wolves. Everton are in the mud or in the dust. Can they survive where they are at the moment? Can they survive? I don't know. Let me know. What else? What else? Aston Villa versus West Ham. West Ham were beaten the last time they were here. Hello, Mr. Ben Bunny. Somebody called Ben Bunny is just saying something red. I don't know what that even means. I wish I knew. How are you, Mr. Ben Bunny? Tell me what you've been thinking about. There's a lot of things that we've covered today. All I'm saying is that this is going to be some good games and we are going to enjoy this game as much as we want it. Let's hope that we can actually enjoy where this game leads. But on top of that, there's a lot we need to talk about. But I'll make sure that I do. So I think as part of weekend warm up, because I won't be there for the weekend warm up, so it means that I might make sure that we get it next week or maybe tomorrow, because weekend warm up can still be done tomorrow. We can still be done on Sunday, but I'm saying tomorrow because I'm already on Saturday, by the way. I don't know wherever you are, but I'm already on Saturday, me, myself. So my predictions over the game weekend. I believe Liverpool are going to beat Brighton by 3-1. I believe Brentford and Brentford can beat Burnley by 2-1. I believe Manchester United versus Tottenham. Tottenham are going to beat Manchester United by 2-0. Leicester versus Newcastle. If they have not been affected, I don't know how they will be again. But I think Newcastle are going to have something to give them. I don't know, but I think there will be something that will be given. Okay. Let me see. So I think my predictions of that is Chelsea 1, Newcastle 1. At this moment, it's still a draw. Everton versus Wolves. Wolves are going to win that game by 4-0. Everton are done. Leeds versus Norwich. Leeds are going to win this game. Yeah. I think what I can say is this Leeds will win this by 2-0, which they need against Norwich. Southampton versus the Watford. I don't know that one. West Ham versus Aston Villa. Aston Villa have been on fire. Coutinho keeps producing a lot. West Ham have been in trouble. They actually have a player who was in. So I see nothing but an Aston Villa 2-1 win. Arsenal versus Leicester. Arsenal are going to beat Leicester by 3-1 or 3-2. But on top of that, they're going to beat Leicester. What else do I need to talk about? Man City versus Crystal Palace. I have a feeling it's going to be a draw. I don't think it's going to change, but it's going to be a draw at the moment. That's what I think. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section, guys. I told you that I'm going to be moving so fast now because I'm tired. We'll talk more about the games as they come in, as they're moving thick and fast. But the Roman Abramovich, which has been the main news of this story, let's hope we see something that happens. But it's going to be interesting. Where does Roman go from here, and where do Chelsea go from here? Is it now time to see the normal side of Chelsea as a club without any billionaire throwing their cash for them to survive? Anyway, please let me know when you do this. Please click the like button, subscribe to the Football Connect. I've been your host. This, I have to say, started so well, has been so good, but now your boy is tired, people. Your boy is tired and he really wants to take it easy. I'll be back again very, very soon. Make sure you click the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the Football Connect. Let me know what are your thoughts, what you're feeling, and where you are, because it's really important. But for now, this has been Sam, and I'm signing out. Peace. We'll see you tomorrow. But before that, I think there's a comment with Mr. Peter saying, hello, sir. How are you doing, sir? We have been talking about Chelsea. Go check it out. I've done this for the past 20 minutes. It's really been good. Go hear what we had to talk about. We have had some of the best things to look at and actually give people ideas wherever this club might be going from here. It's not looking good, but there is hope anyway. Click the like button, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the Connect. There are the links in the descriptions. And if you want to skip to the chapter, you want to skip, I'm going to be setting the chapter so that it becomes easy for you to go over what's happening here. There is light at the end of the tunnel, and Roman is now giving that to Chelsea. Let's hope that they can really use it wisely, or to the government. Anyway, I'm out, people. This has been good. I don't want to go now because I've been doing it. I've really been enjoying. Still want to stick in. But anyway, this has been fun. Let's see ourselves tomorrow again. We're out. Peace.
Beats the goalkeeper. He's just lost for words. He is just brilliant. Georgie Best, Diego Maradona, Johan Cruyff.